Hi there, everybody. Today I'm going to show you how to make a cardboard picture frame. And to do this, in terms of creating the frame similar to what I've done here, you'll need 3 pieces of corrugated cardboard, one of which has that top layer peeled off. The other 2 you want to keep as they are. The larger 2 pieces should match the size of the cardboard that is from a cereal box. So you'll need, this was the front and back of a graham cracker box, and you know, don't judge, just saying. I love graham crackers. And then this guy is just a smaller piece that you'll use for the easel back to hold the picture up. And that frame can be positioned vertically, or you could position the easel back to have this be, you know, sideways. Okay, that'll be up to you. Maybe I'll do this one. Nah, I'm doing all verticals. That's just the way it is. So what I'm going to show you is how to cut the front piece with the hole, how to make this match that, and how to bring them all together. For this first chunk of the video, we're just going to be focusing on getting the parts together. And this is a very quick and easy and with really beautiful results. I mean, like, that's really nice. So you'll be able to make something that you feel very proud of, that you could give away as a gift, or keep for yourself, okay? So marking this momentous quarantine occasion. The biggest probably challenge of this, if you want it to be sort of matching a standard type of picture size, but it doesn't have to, is to have it be, you know, rectangular. So what I used for this first piece, which has already been cut, is I just disassembled a frame that I had and I made it match this. So this is the hole, like the thing that goes in the back to hold everything in. So my picture's not going to, my whole of this is not going to be a standard size afterwards. It's sort of elongated, but I'll show you how I go about doing that. If you have the actual frame and you want to use the inside of it to trace, you can do that to give you the rectangle, but I'm doing it differently, and I'll show you how I did that. So this piece is pre-cut. It is going to need a hole. This piece is going to be based, the second piece is going to be based on the first. So you will put it together like this and trace it. If you have an X-Acto knife, you can use an X-Acto knife to do some of the interior cuts, but I am choosing to do this entire video with just scissors. Okay, just to keep it safe, and for the fact that some of you might not have an X-Acto knife or a box cutter or anything like that. So it can be done with just cardboard, scissors, and glue, and a pen, and a couple little decorative things at the end. So I'm making this second piece of cereal or cracker box cardboard match each other, and then I'm going to use the top to actually I have this, I don't know, I didn't have to do it with this cardboard facing out, but there's something, I don't know, there's just something kind of campy about it. If this was flipped around, it would just look like regular cardboard and kind of keep with that little bit more natural, glamorous kind of thing, but that's just funny to me. So I think maybe I'll do it different, we'll see. But anyway, this I'll keep for the back just in case I keep all of my backs the same. So this one I'm going to cut the hole in for the front. Because it's going to get sandwiched in between the corrugated cardboard, this does not have to be attractive. So I'm using my ruler. If you don't have a ruler, you could find something else that is straight. Perhaps it's just a folded piece of paper or something that you can count on as being, you know, somewhat even. And I'm just tracing this so that the center, is parallel to the sides. and I'm just lining up that ruler on that edge. So you don't really have to measure if you're okay with the fact that this won't necessarily be a standard photo size. So no biggie. We got to get into that hole. So very carefully position your fingers on the opposite side so that you don't stab yourself. But you are going to twist your scissors until you break through, okay? And then once you break through, move your scissors or like do a little circle so that you can get some of that excess cardboard out before you start trying to cut on that line. Okay, it just makes life a little bit easier. The corners, because this is the cardboard that goes inside, are not super important. The corrugated cardboard is going to be glued to the top of this. So that one is actually a little bit more important than this one. Okay, so cut on that line all the way around until your window is completely cut out. Take a peek from the front. I'm going to glue this to that one this way in case there is any color that shows up, because then you won't see the blue. So now I'm going to trace this one side. This piece of cardboard was very close to not fitting, so, but I have enough to do all the way around. I'm tracing this completely inside and out. And I'm using a pen so that you can see it maybe a little bit better. But these are going to get glued together that way. Okay, so that's why I traced it this way. Set that aside. And now trim this. Oops, try to get that a little straight. It is going to be your edge. If anything, you want to make it be a little bit maybe bigger so that you can cover that other piece of cardboard completely. But if it's not, you could always go back and make this one a little bit smaller. Truth is, if you wanted to make this trapezoidal, it doesn't have to be a perfect rectangle. The picture, you know, doesn't technically either. It just has to be, you know, whatever shape that the top and bottom end up being in the, you know, in the center. So, like, if you decide to make the top all wonky, go for it. And just make sure that whatever your picture is, it's, you know, wider at the top, smaller at the bottom, because you won't be able to put something that's bigger at the bottom down inside. All right, so I'm doing the same thing to this guy. It's a little easier to pop through because it's just the one layer of corrugation. But it's awkward to cut because of all those bumps. So do the same thing, get enough of the cardboard out to make your life easier, and then go in and try to cut accurately on that line. It's tricky. So that would have been a little easier with a knife, but if you don't have one, you can do it with scissors, as I just proved. Okay, so this is going to go like that. Natural to natural allows any, you know, like to not let any color show through. So if you did it like this, you might see blue popping out. So that's going to go like that. This needs to be traced because this is going to be the back, the inside. So it's the pieces in between this and that. And if you look, this one's a good one to look at. So what this is going to be is this piece here. But you're going to create it by tracing it to make it a little easier on yourself. So trace the whole thing like you just did the last one. But there's a little trick at the end. So you need to know where the window is, but you are not cutting on this, okay? You need these pieces to allow for space. So you want this to have like a little lip so that when the picture's in there, the picture just doesn't fall forward. So if it matched the thickness here and went up right to the edge, you wouldn't have a place for your picture to sort of catch. Okay, so we're going to just eyeball it. That's your hole. You need about a 1/4 inch or so. Just make a parallel line on the sides, on the bottom, and it's okay if it is a little wider, but you don't want it to be too thin because you need to have that grab. And the difference between cutting out the hole, like we did here on these two, is you're not cutting out the hole, you're cutting out this whole center. So it is a U shape that you're gonna get. So this goes away, along with the outside edge. So I'm gonna trim the bottom to make the bottom straight and match the sides. The bottoms are gonna line up. The outside sides are going to line up. It's the inside that is going to be more narrow. Make this line just, there was just enough cardboard here to do it. So I'm getting all of them to match. And then I'm cutting on that inside line. And I have to kind of bend these out of the way. And it's okay that they bend. You just want to kind of keep them together. So make that turn. This is going to get sandwiched in between, so it's okay if it's a little bit of a crossover cut there at the corners. Okay, there. So those go away. This is all kind of bendy and weird, but it will match up with those and this. Okay, and if you look, these were glued together. You see that space that's created between those. And like I said, if you don't want the cardboard to show out here, you can glue it together. This is going to get covered by your picture. So if you prefer that sort of natural look, you'll be able to get rid of the blue. But, you know, I'm going crazy for the graham cracker, so I'm just going to go with it. And I have my pieces lined up. Okay, the other piece that I'm going to cut is going to be the easel back. Decide how you want to position your frame. So if you want to position your frame this way, your easel back is going to go short and wide. I'm going to keep mine vertical, so I'll have another frame that sort of looks like this, but the easel back is a little longer than half the height and a little wider than half the width. Okay, and there's plenty of balance there and stability. So I have that pre-drawn on this piece, so all I have to do is cut that out. So it's just a trapezoid, and I eyeballed it. There's no big measuring event happening here. You can make yours be whatever you want yours to be. But for this week's assignment, what I need to see from you is a piece of cardboard that you have for your easel back, the back piece of your frame, the inside piece of your frame, and then your two tops. Okay, so it's a total of 5 pieces of cardboard. And then if you'd like to give me a glimpse into what you're going to do to decorate, okay, you can show me that. So I have, what I'm going to have here is going to look something like this. So I just cut a little daisy out of a magazine, and I cut a little leaf out of a magazine. So spoiler alert, next week I'm going to show you how to glue these together. But I want to see that you have all of your parts ready to go. So by Thursday, show me your parts, send me a picture, and then you'll be ready to assemble these and glue them together, which is pretty quick. If you like this, you can do a few, okay? Like I said, they make terrific gifts. They're, you know, they're beautiful, even though they're just made out of cardboard and it's essentially, you know, recyclables. But you can really get a very nice effect. So if you like to do it and you want to do more, go ahead, do more, because the assembly of this is very, very quick. Okay, so for Thursday by midnight, show me your parts so that I can see what you have. And then the following week, I'll be showing you how to assemble these together. Okay, so I'll see you soon.